Liberty Nation with Tim Donner.
So the entirety of American politics this day is impeachment of the President of the United States. The Democrats have decided that this is their path forward, and it's a decision that one way or another will be debated for decades to come, as will the entire Trump presidency. But we've reached a critical point in time where the American people are going to have to choose up sides in a rapidly escalating cold civil war. And joining us to analyze the state of play as we plunge into the deep end of the pool on an impeachment is LibertyNation.com political columnist Joe Schaeffer. Hello, Mr. Schaeffer.
Hello, Tim.
Okay, thanks for joining us. And, I'm wondering, Joe, if the American people might view this impeachment business not so much for what it is, but what the Democrats' singular focus on it has meant to the normal legislative process. In other words, nothing else is getting done by Democrats, while Trump is doing consequential things, whether you like them or not, every day. Can the Democrats win with impeachment alone?
I don't think they can. I think there's a lot of a bright side with impeachment that, it galvanizes Trump's supporters. It's getting a lot of the things done that the people who voted for Trump wanted to see done. We just saw the other day, it was widely reported, former CIA boss John McLaughlin, he was the acting director under George W. Bush, actually came out and expressed gratitude for the deep state involvement in the impeachment inquiry. This is exactly what Trump supporters wanted when they elected Donald Trump. The deep state is coming out and outing themselves. So I don't think impeachment is this winning hand for Democrats.
It seems to me, Joe, that the deep state is now going through the same cycle as the media. The media denied they were biased. Then they admitted they were biased. Then they were proud of being biased. Now they argue that it's necessary for them to be biased because Trump represents a unique existential threat to the nation. And likewise, the deep state, it seemed for the longest time they denied and ridiculed the idea of a deep state. Then they admitted that it exists. And now they're saying the deep state is there to protect the American people from the people that the voters elected. Is that pretty much where we are with this deep state business now?
It's pretty much where we are. And I was thinking about this the other day and just what a monumental missing the moment of history that is going on here. It reminds me of the 1980s with the fall of the Soviet Union. And if you recall, there were people who opposed Ronald Reagan every step of the way in doing the things that led to the dismantling of the Soviet Union. A lot of them were Democrats, and a lot of them were in the media. And it hurt them immensely because they did not understand the moment like Ronald Reagan did.
Yes.
The Soviet Union was ready to fall. Democrats in the media today do not understand this deep state is ready to fall. It really is. They're so out of touch. Politically, they have no support at all. So I think Trump, like Reagan, senses that this thing is ready to crack, and the Democrats are allying themselves with this crumbling edifice. They're really missing a moment in history.
Now, I published a piece on LibertyNation.com this week entitled, "Has Trump Forever Changed U.S. Foreign Policy?" and speaking specifically about the decision to remove troops from northern Syria instead of leaving them in harm's way with an invading army of Turks coming down across the border. The question is, now that the Washington establishment has been outraged at that decision or abandonment of our allies, the Kurds, but Trump having done it, can the toothpaste ever be put back in the tube? Can we ever go back to the days when one president after another decided for larger geopolitical purposes, because of fear of angering our allies or whatever, that they were going to just keep American troops occupying or at least present in over 100 countries around the world? I'm wondering if it's the same with the deep state. Now that Trump has come, and now that the foreign policy establishment, along with the deep state, has been directly challenged by Trump. I'm wondering whether we can ever go back to the way that it once was with the deep state and the foreign policy elites.
I mean, it's all tied in together. It's all one and the same. The military industrial complex, the deep state, they're all working together here. And like I said, I think that this thing is all ready to collapse. Nobody wants these endless wars anymore. Nobody wants to spend all this American treasure for things that have nothing to do with our national security while our southern border collapses into anarchy. So they're losing all support with the American people. Even if they get Trump out of there, I just don't see how they are going to be able to get the American people to support the interventionism that they want.
Joe, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Joe Schaeffer, political columnist for LibertyNation.com. Quick break, and then we're back to review the bidding on Brexit, just days after the supposedly drop-dead deadline passed with no decision.